Some copyists, but no, you can do yeah. DJ Jules.
That's right. Welcome back. Sports on the Hill podcast, True Radio Network, CP3 coming to you live on location again. But this time, it's Victory Monday, baby. The Washington Commanders found a way to get it done at the end of the game. Deron Payne, player of the game, with the deflection that led to the interception by Kendall Fuller to pretty much seal the victory for the Washington Commanders. Last week, Kendall started the game out with a pick six, which pretty much ended the game for the Houstons on the second play of the game. And this week, Kendall Fuller ends the game with the interception in the end zone after a deflection by Deron Payne on close to the goal line. I'm not going to say goal line, but yes, the Commanders have found the way to win another game, 6 out of 7, firmly in the playoff chase, wild card playoff chase, not for division title. But it's a beautiful, beautiful day. For one, because I called that turnover right before it happened. I wish I'd have streamed it live because, as I tell y'all all the time, I might not be psychic, but I know a little bit, especially when it comes to football. So we're going to break down this game. And as always, I'll take any questions, comments, complaints, as most of you fan base finding things to complain about that I'm seeing online. And I'm going to go on the record. I know it's going to ruffle some feathers. I know it's probably going to piss some people off. But you know what? I don't give a fuck. All of y'all that's whining about the Sean Taylor tribute, statue, whatever. All right, look. I love Sean Taylor just like the rest of y'all. I met the man the day before he went out of town and got shot and killed. So I understand where you're coming from. But all of this outrage, he played 3 seasons for the franchise. So the fact that they have a tribute for him is already a good thing. Now, the people that have statues outside of buildings, Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, those guys did it for a career. So I get y'all pissed off at Daniel Snyder as always, and y'all want to be upset, but I told y'all, we don't do that here. This is Victory Monday, so y'all can continue to complain. I put a couple of posts out that I know y'all probably going, fire up or whatever, which is cool, because I don't respond to y'all anyway. But if you got something you want to say, feel free to chime in on the chat, because I have no problem going back and forth with you. But as I said, we're on the bigger, better, and brighter things, which is the Commanders are in deep in the playoff chase, which 6, 7 weeks ago nobody would have even thought to even say that word around here. But as I said, you got to give credit where credit is due. I gave credit to Del Rio before the game for his adjustments with the defense and making the strides that he's made. And I'm gonna give props to Kendall Fuller because I was damn sure killing him at the beginning of the season, the way he was playing. And the last 6 to 7 weeks, he's been playing lights out ball. I just wish he would start the season the way he's, playing the season now. But not going to complain because 2 weeks in a row, his play has led to this team getting a W, which is ultimately the goal. And I'm not going to be like y'all other, abused spouse fans that want to complain about everything, don't want to go nowhere, but just want to whine and complain. But I'm going to get off my soapbox because I can do this all day. I'm going to go ahead and get into some of these numbers. And I see I already got folks chiming in. What's up, Benita? What's up, Kev? Appreciate y'all checking us out. Yeah, folks is really upset about the Sean Taylor tribute. I'll let y'all go ahead and vent. I didn't say my 2 cents, but 19-10, Washington Commanders take this game from the Falcons. It was a back and forth battle. It was actually more of a game than I thought it would be. I was thinking that the running game, the Commanders would be able to pretty much shut it down, but the Falcons were, handled their business. I can't be mad at them. They averaged 151 yards a game rushing the ball, and they got 167. So they did what they normally do. I would have liked to see us find a way to, stop Mariota from them damn quarterback runs. I love the Derek Forrest hit on him. I just wish we'd have got more hits on him that have stopped them from, feeling comfortable going out there. But at the end of the day, they did what was needed to done. Did what was needed to do. Did what was needed to do to win this game. And as I mentioned in the pregame, you got the Giants next week, bye week, Giants after that. Then you have the 49ers, all teams that's in the running for playoff spots. So definitely this was a good way to start this run towards the end of the season to try to, solidify a playoff spot. Let's look at some of these numbers because I'm not going to stay on too long unless, folks hit me up. Because normally when we win, I don't really hear too much. Is when we lose is when folks, want to chime in. So I'm cool with that. If y'all want to go have some Gatorade celebrations or complain about the Sean Taylor statue, non-statue, I'll let y'all go do that. Taylor Heineke, 14 for 23, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 88.7 quarterback rating. All in all, Taylor had a good game, except for that dumb interception that I'm gonna have to go back and watch and try to see what he saw, because he basically threw it straight to the defender. But for the most part, he handled the offense. He put them in a position to where they needed to be at. Didn't give up any sack. Didn't take any sacks, and pretty much had his team in a good position the whole game. Long drive, time-consuming drives, and they only had 1 3 and out the whole day. Marcus Mariota, excuse me, 15 for 25, 174 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 77.8 quarterback rating. Cordell Patterson, 11 carries for 52 yards, 4.7 yard average, no touches, no fumbles. Brian Robinson with his first career 100-yard game and first career receiving touchdown. He had 18 carries, 105 yards, 5.8 yard average, 1 receiving touchdown. And Alamide Zacchaeus of Atlanta had 5 catches, 98 yards with 18.2 yard average. John Bates for the Commanders had 4 catches, 24 yards, 8 yard average, and touchdown. Like I say, this was a hell of a game. Scott Turner, I was upset about some of his play calls. That drive that they were when they were up 6 and got the 3 and out by Atlanta, and he comes out and does a toss to Gibson, and then try to run up the middle with Robinson to play after that. He went against what was working. That's the only thing I don't like about him sometimes, is that he goes against what is working. Running up the middle was killing the Falcons. Killing them. They wore down the interior defense, and then you come out with the chance to seal the game, lock the game down, and give them no hope and you come out with a toss instead of running it down their throat like you were doing for most of the game. So Scott is improving. I'm still not ready to give him, a pat on the back yet, because I know Ron is probably forcing him to stick with the run the way he is. I don't believe that, as long as we're gaining yards. It isn't always about gaining a lot of yards with the running game. It's about wearing the other team down, which we saw last year against Tampa on that last drive, 18 plays. What was it? 12 minutes off the clock. Yeah, that's how you win games, by keeping the ball out of the other team's hands. Simple as that. And Atlanta's running game, like I said, they performed better against this defense than I expected them to. They weren't going at the interior; they were going to the outside. And being that we run a more of a 5-1-5 than a traditional 4-3 defense with linebackers that are there to scrape and get those things on the outside edge, they took advantage and did what they had to do. What's up, Sean? Yeah, a win is definitely a win. I'll take it too. I tell you all the time, I take an ugly win over a pretty loss any day. This was a good sign for this team, because you're getting healthy, you're finding your identity, which they've been searching for most of the season, which I've said over and over again. It was running the ball, solid defense, and play action passing, which is pretty much what they're doing. Defensively, like I said, Del Rio definitely gets a shout out for the adjustments he's made in his game plan, and developing these young players that's going out there balling. I mean, it's not a coincidence Cam Curl and Derek Forrest are 2 of the 3 top-rated safeties in the league. It isn't a coincidence that over the last 5 weeks they're plus 11 in turnovers. So, as I've stated over and over again, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And right now, this team is playing some good ball. They're playing winning football. And all of that other nonsense that y'all whining and complaining about, y'all go right ahead, because that's what makes y'all fans, and not what makes me who I am. Getting some of the team stats. First downs, Atlanta had 18, Washington had 20. Third down conversions, Atlanta went 4 for 10, Commanders went 5 for 12. Rushing yards, as I mentioned, Atlanta had 167, and the Commanders had 176. So we beat them at their own game pretty much. Passing, they had 165 yards. We had 138. Total yards, 332 for Atlanta, 314 for the Commanders. As I said, Taylor Heineke didn't get sacked at all. And Montez Sweat had the 1 sack for the Commanders at a crucial time in that fourth quarter to force the punt on that third down. Penalties, Falcons had 2 for 20 that they were called for. I'll say that. The Commanders were 4 penalties for 28 yards. In the time of possession, which has been the key factor on this winning streak for the Commanders, 26 minutes and 51 seconds for the Falcons, 33 minutes and 9 seconds for the Commanders. So run the ball, play solid defense, and keep the opposing offense on the bench. Seems like a good recipe for winning. And I've been saying that for a while now, but it's glad to finally see that it's coming to fruition on the field. It's you see the progress, you see the growth, if you choose to see it. A lot of all of y'all looking at some of the other stuff that I could really give 2 fucks about. But when it comes to on the field, this team is playing good, solid ball. This team is, all 3 phases are playing pretty much mistake-free football. Special teams, someone was complaining about that earlier. He missed the extra point, which made it a little bit more of a nail biter. But for the most part, the special teams has been on point. The defense has been balling out for the last 5 to 6 weeks. Offense has been coming along, getting more consistent. Not as consistent as we would like, but, it is what it is. And let's see. Just checking some notes. Man, like I say, feel free. Any comments, questions, concerns, hit me up, because this is going to be a quick session, because I got to get ready for At the Bar Radio at 6 o'clock. So next week, huge matchup with the Giants. They're on the downward trend at 7-4. We're on an upward trend at 7-5, and we can definitely make a lot of headway next week by defeating them, going into the bye week 8-5. Looking to play the Giants coming out of the bye week. And then the 49ers, Cowboys, And yeah, it's pretty much as I said at the pregame show, Commanders' destiny is in their own hands to make the playoffs. So all I all I can do is enjoy the victory, appreciate what this team is doing on the field. A lot of you folks don't, which is cool. But I'm gonna continue to highlight the good things about this team, the on the field things that really matter, because all that other shit don't. And continue to root for this team and see where it falls. You still have Chase Young on the way back. Maybe next week we'll see him. You weren't gonna see him this week because of the rainy conditions. A lot of you folks are complaining, boom, boom, boom. But you got to think about it. Coming off a repaired ACL and patella tendon, and you're going to put him out there on a wet, rainy field that we saw today? I think not. Risk injury and having him out for another whole year. So be patient. Get him out there. We're going to get between 10 and 15 snaps first game. Give him back acclimated. And you have to make sure he's on the same page with the rest of the defense, because the defense is balling out, and you hate to bring someone in and it disrupts the chemistry of the unit when it's playing well. So I don't have a problem with them taking their time, because sometimes you have to. And that's pretty much it. I really don't have any much more I'm gonna go into, because I probably break it down more on At the Bar Radio around 6 o'clock at the studio as always. So on that note, as I'm checking the chat and see it's pretty much empty. So I guess you guys are hopefully happy and content with this win, even though I know some of you aren't. And make sure you tune in tomorrow night to Sports on the Hill podcast starting at 9 o'clock. Robbie G will have the panel. DC's People Champ, Dujanay, Anna K. They'll be talking Capitals, Wizards, and Commanders. So make sure you tune in. Go check out the website, sportsothp.com, for all the content, Facebook Lives, videos, highlights, shows. Click on the podcast partners button. You can hit up all the folks that's on our show. Hit up the apparel line. You can cop gear, shirts, t-shirts, hats, pillows, whatever you might like to help support the movement, because we do appreciate it when you do make your purchases, because it does help keep the movement moving and help, finance the operation, because this ain't free. This don't just happen for free. It takes time, work, and effort. But on that note, hope y'all have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your football Sunday. And hail to the Commanders as always. DC sports without the politics. It's not just a catchphrase. It's not just a motto. It's what we do. CP3, live from on location. And I'm out.